Hello, my name is Dion Rashad. Recently, I shared a video about performance reviews, but more or less from the leadership side and how leaders should not use the same performance review for everybody. Now, I want to dive into performance reviews for employees. Let's jump into the first point, which is the purpose of performance reviews. The purpose of a performance review is to enhance one's performance, to look at your strengths and your weaknesses, and to be able to openly discuss those. Part of the performance review also includes any goals that the organization may have and how you were able to contribute or not contribute to the goals that were set forth. In a performance review, it allows the manager and the employee to level set and to hopefully agree upon the performance that the employee is giving to the company and how they can either continue on a great path because they have all of these strengths that they're giving, or be able to talk about the areas of opportunity and how that employee can improve. Now, the next step would be the employee's feedback. Now, in my experience for performance reviews, the employee is given an opportunity to provide information on their performance review. Then it goes to the manager adds their comments, and then it goes on from there. And then it's ultimately in the employee's file. But for the employee portion of it, the employee is asked to sit down and really think through the performance over the previous review time period and how they performed as it relates to the goals, if they achieve the goals or not. Now, this is a great time for the employee to talk about all of the accomplishments that they've made, to be able to talk about what they may feel their area of opportunity may be, and even how to overcome that area of opportunity if given assistance by the manager. Now, the employee, when you reflect on your previous performance, use any type of reports that you can get your hands on, the metrics, the SLAs, anything that's going to show your own personal measurements according to the goal. That way you can explain, how you exceeded the expectation. Now, if for whatever reason you did not meet the goal, then explain it at that point. From your point of view, why you think you did not meet the goal. Now, keep in mind, there are goals at times that are set at the beginning of the performance review that change or are eliminated due to the company going a totally different direction. Now, if you have any examples like that, or if that happens to you, make sure that you explain that in your performance review that, the company changed direction. So the goal has been negated. Now, another recommendation that I would make for the employee is to send yourself a monthly email. At the end of every month, take an opportunity for 5 minutes and just jot down any accomplishments that you've made, any challenges that you face, any accolades or awards or anything of that nature that you've received. Send that email back to yourself. Create a folder that's called performance reviews. If you send an email to yourself month over month, now when it comes time to write your performance review, from your perspective as an employee, it's not as difficult because now you have the documentation to show these are the things that I did month over month, and this is how I flourished as an employee. Now, the last portion of this is the actual performance review meeting itself. Now, when you're sitting down to do the performance review with your manager, you can be nervous. Let me say that. Most people are. But walk in knowing that you have achievements that you want to discuss, that you want to talk about, and be able to give those at the beginning of the meeting if possible. But you also want to listen to any of the feedback that's being given to you during that review period. Discuss the goals that are new. How can we achieve these goals? Talk about where you're wanting to go from the job that you currently have. So if you're not wanting to stay in the job in which you're currently in and you're wanting to promote out, discuss that during your performance review. Ask your leader, how can I grow to the point of being able to take on additional responsibility to move forward to another job? Have robust conversations. I recall there being a lady that was switched to my team. She was on another team at the time and she was giving this guy the dickens. And when they transferred her to me, it was time for mid-year reviews. And the gentleman that had her before wanted to deliver her performance review. And I told him, no, you write the review, I'll deliver the review. So as I sat her down to get ready to deliver the review, she was extremely nervous. I could tell she was nervous. So we immediately went to the back page of the performance review, which told her her ultimate results. And at that time, she lost it. And she just went ballistic. I'm going to call HR and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to all of these things that she was going to do. And I asked her not to do those. And I asked her at that time, I said, let's go through the performance review. Let's see what's written. And as we see what's written, I'm also going to tell you what you need to do between now and the end of the year performance review to make a difference. So we walked through that performance review and we went over each point that was in the performance review. And she sat there and she took notes. I said, if you would do what I'm telling you to do, and this is how you change the performance review, these are the steps in which you need to make in your performance to make it better. So as we get to the end of the year, she comes up and she's like, is he writing my performance review? And I told her no. I said, I'm writing your performance review because now you're with me. And so we get in and we start to go over the performance review. And I could see that she was not really listening to what I had to say at the beginning of the performance review. I said, are you okay if we just go to the back of the review? And she said yes, because she said that she wanted to see the results before going through any of the words that I had to say or what I had to say about her performance. So we immediately went to the back page of her performance review, and it was just like I told her. And then from there, we went through each item on her performance review. And I said, you took the notes, you made the changes. These were the things in which we asked you to do. And these are the actions that you took. So this is the type of result. This is the type of review that you're actually going to get. So I say all of that to say that performance reviews can be bad. They can be nerve-wracking and they cannot be a true reflection of people. But if you have a good leader, your leader will tell you not only your areas of opportunity, but your leader will share with you how you can improve going forward. And if you as the employee would make those steps that are being requested by your leader, then at the end of the year for your overall performance review, you should see a difference. As an employee, understand the purpose of a performance review. Understand that you want to talk about your strengths. You want to talk about your weaknesses, because without talking about either, you don't really grow and develop from a professional standpoint. So understanding those and knowing those and really applying the message that's given to you by your leader on how you can improve will give you a better performance review. Take the steps to become a better employee by listening to the feedback and applying what you've heard.